What's up, everybody? It's your boy Keefy, and I am back with another Ghost Cult Mag 2024 recap. This time we are counting down our top 10 books of the year for rock and metal, adult coloring books, graphic novels, all kinds of stuff. Traditionally, much like our album countdowns, we try to keep it within the confines of the same year, but books are a lot to read, and even when you listen to audiobooks, it's time consuming. So some of these books may be from 2023. But we try to keep it into this year, and we're going to kick it off with some honorable mentions, including this awesome book that I got right at the deadline here, 500 Essential Pop Punk Books by Paige Owens. Ghost Cult's Top Books of the Year for 2024 Honorable Mentions. 500 Essential Pop Punk Albums by Paige Owens, Ruffian Publishing. Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, Tales from the Other Motley Crue frontman and Journeys Through a Life in and Out of Rock and Roll by John Corabi, with Paul Miles contributor. Turn It Up, My Time Making Hit Records in the Glory Days of Rock Music by Tom Werman. What a Fool Believes, a Memoir by Michael McDonald. Bad Omens, Concrete, comic book series. Hell on Wheels, a Tour Stories compilation by Greg Jacobs. And Immolation, Into Everlasting Fire, KSP, Decibel Books. And now on to the top 10. And for number 10, it's a three-way tie by one artist and one author. Alan Robert of Life of Agony's got 3 releases this year in his adult coloring book series. He was kind enough to gift me the official Beetlejuice coloring book, which came out just in time for the Beetlejuice sequel, Beetlejuice, which I liked a lot. He also put out a Universal Monsters book, and he also put out another book in his Beauty of Horror series, The Beauty of Horror Holidays. He's got 2 books on the docket already for 2025. Can't wait to see what else Alan creates. Number 9 on our list is Bruce Dickinson's The Mandrake Project, Issues 1 and 2. These were kindly gifted to me by our friend John Harder of Waterfront Comics in Fairfield, California. And I love this. It was the companion of Bruce's book, The Mandrake Project, and he brought the stories to life. This is a long planned series, 12 issues a year, many years in the making, probably sequel albums and book series. This is a phenomenal integration between music and graphic novels. Number 8 on our list is Black Punk Now, which was put out in 2023. It's more of a compendium, a compilation of shorter stories and comic strips and other things that detail the Black punk rock artist experience. This was expertly edited by James Spooner and Chris L. Terry, and I really love this thing. I picked it up at my local anarchized bookstore in the Mission District in California, San Francisco Bay Area. What up? Number 7 on our list is a heartbreaker. It's a memoir by Derek Whibley of Sum 41, Walking Disaster, My Life Through Heaven and Hell, which details his entire life from birth. It was hard scrabble upbringing to very challenging times that he's been very public about, coming up with Sum 41 and making it in the music business. And pretty fitting for him to put his memoir out, as Sum 41 is kind of calling it a day in early 2025, and Derek is launching a more forthright solo career. We wish him the best. This book is a tough read, but really valuable, especially if you're a big Sum 41 fan. Number 6 on our list is a book I literally did not put down most of the year. This is My Emo Diaries presents Say the Quiet Part Out Loud, 2000s Emo Volume 1. You can see this book is destroyed. It's been in my bag or a tote bag of mine or in my suitcase all over the place for the last 6 months. I cannot stop reading this. I actually bought this off of the author William Ramsey on TikTok. He sent it to me signed, and unfortunately I did not take good care of this book. It was trashed, but the book is wonderful. Especially it's got a deep and really accurate and sensitive look at the cultural landscape of emo music and punk and the fallout from some of the negative things around the punk scene. And it's very valuable. This book's incredible. I know William, the author, is working on his first graphic novel for release in 2025, but I deeply hope that there will be a sequel to this book in the future. The next book on our countdown is My Effin' Life by Geddy Lee at number 5. The Rush bassist and front person really bared his entire soul trying to tell his life story in this book. And it's really, the whole first third of the book is really a look at his parents and his grandparents' lineage coming over from Eastern Europe during the Holocaust and World War II, and really the struggles that his family and his community had. And he felt it was really essential to tell these stories before ever telling the stories of what he considers to be his boring teenagehood and then the much more exciting Rush era. But really a great read, and it's really going to stop you in your tracks. And he apologizes several times during the beginning of the book for telling it this way, but this is what he was compelled to do. Number 4 on our list, and probably a surprise to me, I'll be honest with you, is Brothers by Alex Van Halen. Obviously, his heartfelt tribute to his brother, Eddie Van Halen. And I'll be honest with you, Alex Van Halen was always the member of Van Halen that talked the least and seemed like a party guy. And it turns out he's really sensitive and articulate, and he has phenomenal recall of a lot of stories about the rise and fall of the band. Interestingly enough, the book only goes up to the time when David Lee Roth departs the band and does not mention Sammy Hagar at all, which is crazy if you think about it, because that's more than half the band's lifetime. But it's a loving tribute to Eddie, a wonderful look into their family dynamic and the relationship between the two brothers. And Alex, my heart goes out to you, bro. Number 3 on our list is Desolation, a metal memoir by Mark Morton of Lamb of God. I happen to have my copy of it here. Phenomenal job by Mark. Lamb of God now has 2 published authors that aren't about music books. And a really sensitive look at Mark's childhood, which was very difficult, and figuring out and navigating the terrain as a young adult and trying to make it in the music business, and his interpersonal relationships with other members of the band. A little bit of reflecting on what happened to Randy during his prison ordeal in the Czech Republic, and so much more. What a great read, and a lot of great insights into the inner workings of one of the biggest bands in all of metal. The number 2 book on our countdown is Rebel Girl by Kathleen Hanna, the memoir of the Riot Grrrl movement founder, and of course, the leader and founder of Bikini Kill, is an essential read for 2024. Kathleen's upbringing was harrowing and really difficult, and kind of incredible that she even survived all the trauma and drama in her life, but she triumphed over these adversities to be one of the most iconic punk rock musicians of all time. And for those Nirvana and Kurt Cobain obsessives, you need to read this book, because Kathleen was a personal, close friend of Kurt and has many insights about his life and the goings-on the rise to fame of Nirvana. Check it out. And the number 1 book in our countdown of the top music-related books in 2024, not that big a surprise. I've been talking a lot about this book all year long since I got it. Serj Tankian's Down with the System of a Down frontman's memoir. He's written a couple of other things before, but this is really a detailed look into his whole life, his tragic upbringing in the Middle East, the racism he faced both over there and here in America when his family relocated here to California, as well as just the machinations and the crazy stuff that has gone on in the entire history of System of a Down, including the band dynamic and why there's so much drama and stuff there. If you're a massive System fan, and I bet you are, you have to get this book, and it also makes for good listening alongside his new EP, Foundations. Overall, this is a phenomenal book and a real deep dive into Serj's life and his life in the band, and his complicated history with his own band, System of a Down. That's our countdown. Thanks for watching another Ghost Cult Mag recap video for 2024. Check out the full list and the honorable mentions in the description and on our website, and stay tuned for more coverage of 2024, and we're going to dive into 2025 real soon here at ghostcultmag.com. Thanks so much. Peace. Read more books, you nerds.